Nice. Hi, friends. Welcome to our weekly connection with Nomad Tribe and Team Ohana Hala. We are so excited to continue our discussion from last week. So if you didn't catch the replay last week, or if you didn't join us live, well, no. Let's pause. Celebrate. Let's celebrate something first. You guys, I unpacked orders that had been sitting in my office. And I just want to give myself a pat on the back. And the boxes, I don't even know if let me see if I can turn my thing and show you. I'm going to just deconstruct everything. Can you see that pile? That's like not even all of it. So, but I unpacked them.
Yeah. Celebrations.
It is. What are you guys celebrating today?
On the Scentsy front, I actually got all of my stock in my entire house in one location. And then I put it in that one thing. What is that? Yumi Who,
Yumi
right?
Who? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got it all in that. So now I'm prepped and primed to do like a get it out of my house sale.
Amazing. Love it. Oh, that's such a good feeling.
That's fantastic.
I'm like, give me my money back. Sell it.
That's funny. All right, Kaylin or Brandy, what are you guys celebrating?
This has been a rough week for me. I'm celebrating that I'm actually getting like decent nights of sleep. That has been something that has been way off the radar for years and years. And I think I know it's contributing to everything else that's going on in my life. And so I've been very consistent of trying to go to bed before 10,
Yay.
which is very hard for me because I'm such a night owl. I was a server for 18 years. I work shift. I do my best work at night, but have to be up for my kids. And so it was just this constant cycle of being tired, but wanting my own time. And then, staying up, but then not being there for my kids, not being there for my house, for my business. So small steps. Bed before 10 every single night, get on a good track, and then we'll start adding more. And I'm doing Happy Meal. This
Awesome.
is far, far behind.
But I'm so glad to hear it. I know we talked about it a little bit on Monday about the sleep. So I'm glad to hear that you are making that a priority. Yay. Kaylin, what are you celebrating today?
I don't know. I was trying to think about it all morning. I guess probably just still a little bit on the high from World Tour last weekend. It was my first live event. So just celebrating myself that I'm hopefully putting this right back into my business. We'll see. It's been a rough week, but.
And you went to Houston, right?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was great. Our two home office presenters were hilarious. So
you guys have?
I can't remember their name. Michelle, I think, was the consultant relations person or consultant support lady, and then an HR lady, blonde hair, a little shorter. But she was a hoot. She was hilarious. So it just made it more fun. Everybody around made it fun. And so very, very excited for SFR.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. And I am so stoked that you're going to SFR. Like, what a good time that we have ahead. Okay, so last week. What?
You just reminded me to go sign up for that.
Wait, has registration opened yet?
I thought it did. Somebody posted, didn't they? Or does it come out in like a couple days?
March 13th.
Yeah, boot camp and
that's what I saw.
Summit.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm not behind. Not as behind as I thought.
No, you are not.
I started putting money away this month for SFR.
Awesome.
So it's not a stressor. And money away for Chris's buy-in of the trip.
Awesome. Yeah, I was doing the same. I was actually doing some banking stuff this morning too. So I was getting things squared away. And the first thing that I always make sure I take out first is potential money for taxes. So I always just do 30% because if it's not that much, awesome, great, right? And then if it is that much, I'm prepared and still sick. because that is so much money. But the first thing I do is take that out, and then I contribute to family funds, and then I put money back for the trips and events that we've got going on. So I don't know if you guys have a system too, but that's just what I do, just to ensure that I am investing in my family, right? And then putting back in my business so that I can continue doing the things. So SFR, do you guys want to chat about that? Do you want to talk about the prompt from last week, like what we ended on?
Remind us.
It was the talk. Oh,
And
what? Uh, uh, uh. We ended talking about value and how to add value, how you find value, and then just like perpetuating that. And a lot of people focus on, okay, on my social media platforms, how am I adding value? How am I making sure that people are connecting with me? How am I making sure that I am making a difference, right? Big or small. So how are you guys adding value? Did you guys think about that this week? Because I got some good stuff to share.
did, but I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm not getting it. What do you mean by adding value? Like Scentsy, us, like,
All of it. All of it. So I think you ended the
Yeah.
call really well last week, Brandy, with how you add value to your VIP group. You make it that community, and you have the in-person gatherings, and you add big value there. And so it was just how can you in your business, because it's going to look different for everybody, right? My value is different from yours, different from Kaylee's, different from Kaylin's, Maggie's, Fallon's, Cynthia's, like, right? Everybody's value is different. So it's just to think about, okay, making intentional choices with adding value back to my community, adding value back to my customers, adding value back to my followers. What does that look like for you? How can you do it? I'm just going to eat my nuts while I wait for you guys to talk.
Honestly, I think the thing that adds value to the world the most is being vulnerable about whatever phase you're in life. Like, it doesn't matter, motherhood, fitness journeys, struggling with depression, adoption, like anything that you're dealing with, sharing about it helps other people to feel less alone in the world. And that in itself is invaluable. Like, that's the only thing we want as humans, is to connect and to feel like we're not alone. So I think that just sharing in general, like personal things and forcing yourself to be vulnerable is the best way to add value.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Kaylee in the comments said sharing your story past and present. Yeah.
I think one way you can add value to your customers and to your team, and kind of showing them how to do it, is, Scentsy can really be a bright spot in people's day, whether that's like changing their wax, or, you have to clean up your kitchen and making it smell good while you do it. Like, Scentsy allows us to take the mundane things and elevate them, and our products are a solution to a lot of things for people. Scent memory is real, fragrance is powerful. And so adding value that way and just brightening someone's day. I mean, my day always gets better when I change my wax. Cleaning my kitchen's way more fun when I use counter clean that smells good. You know what I mean? So I think viewing our products through that lens, I'm sharing this because it adds value to my life in that way, and I want it to add value to my customers' lives in that way too.
I like that a lot.
I've been trying to be not just business on my Facebook, like my regular Facebook. Notice, like, when I post, I'll either post stuff about my kids, like just quick stuff, or Scentsy. And so I've been trying to be more intentional about like adding value just to like Facebook as far as what I'm doing in life. I've been asking, like, it's so much feedback. I've been asking like questions like, what do you do? Like today was, and it's not just to create conversation, but it does. But like, do you clean your house all in one day in the whole week, or do you have like small little tasks all week? Because I used to have a housekeeper. I don't anymore. I didn't like the way she cleaned my floors. And so now I'm doing it myself. And it's like I usually just fill up a whole day and that's all that I do is clean. And then I feel it's so overwhelming that when I look at the list, I'm like, nope, not doing that today. And so I just created a poll and asked people what they thought, and it just goes crazy. So I'm trying to add like have connections in non-sensy ways. Because I realized like I went back through my page and it was all like either I posted my kids or it was Scentsy posted my kids or it was Scentsy. And I'm like, what am I bringing to, I guess that's the value. Like, what am I bringing to people that follow me? Nothing, but do you want to buy Scentsy or look at my kids? And so I've tried to consciously like make it more about like real life things.
I love that because I feel like, so I've always said that my community would die by me. Like if I were to do anything else, like they would be down for me, whatever I'm doing, because of the bonds that I've created with them. And I think that's like the valuable part in sharing yourself, not just like Maggie was saying, you can share about Scentsy and bring it vulnerable. Like I've posted one time where I'm like, I don't want to do shit in my kitchen right now, but I will absolutely grab something that makes me happy, like the one that smells like Squeeze the Day, like any of my cleaning, and that brightens my day. And I tell them I'm having a rough day, so I'm going to clean off this one surface and this is what we're going to focus on. So it adds value while also talking about it. But I do think I see much more value when I'm vulnerable and talk about real life stuff too.
You know, Brandy, it's really funny because I was noticing the same thing. I went back to her profile and I was like, wow, I am like one dimensional right now. And part of it is I am just more cognizant of what I share about my kids right now. And it's like, if it's not my kids, then it's Scentsy and, or me like working out, but I haven't shared much of that either, or like my bread. And I just feel very one dimensional right now. And I'm trying to get my mind out of that. And I don't know what's going on. I was telling Fallon before we recorded that I haven't been sleeping well. And so I feel like that's making my brain feel like slush and feel like like not even doing the minimum is going to happen, right? The minimum of like getting my kids fed and taken to school. That is happening. I actually showered too, so that was happening. So that's great, right? You guys can't smell me, but it's great. But not much else is happening right now. And I've got to figure out my sleep stuff. And I know I have all this stuff piling, like the new catalog stuff, and it's not going to go anywhere. Just like my recycling pile isn't going to go anywhere until I do something with it. But even the energy to do that right now, it feels a little daunting. And so I need to place value on myself right now. And I think that's what I forget sometimes. Right? We all forget.
I think it's really easy though to look at all of the things that you just said, like being tired and you know, like kind of our
Oh no, you just froze. You're stuttering. Oh, Maggie, can you repeat that?
I am. Am I still?
Okay, you're good now.
Am I still stuttering?
No.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to drive to the dentist. I think it's really easy to look at all the things that you just listed off because it's your own life, right? And feel like it's one dimensional. None of that sounds one dimensional to me or to anybody else that just listened to what you just said. But I think it's easy when we are sitting in our own driver's seat and looking at all things that we have going on and being like, either this is too much or this is not enough or I'm not doing enough or I'm not doing it well. But just the fact that you're doing it is enough. And it's going to inspire somebody else in a way of looking, like people look at us and they're like, oh, well, if they can do it, then so can I. And that's kind of the whole. So at World Tour last weekend, there was a speaker and I've, just to be honest, I've been in that same spot lately, Ariel, of being like, okay, well, I'm exhausted. For one, I have 2 children that are not sleeping. I don't feel like I'm doing enough with my business. I haven't had a sitter in several weeks. Like, I'm not getting things done, but other people don't see that same thing. So one of the speakers at World Tour last week, her name's Alex Erickson, and she's fantastic. She's a star director over by me. She called me out by name during her presentation
Oh,
and said my YouTube videos where I was like holding a baby. I was bouncing a baby on my knee, and my office was a mess, and I looked a mess. And I don't even know which YouTube video she's talking about, because it's been like a long time. But she was like, that was the moment that I decided that if somebody like Maggie Hensley can do it, then. And it was everything that I could do in that moment to not like start crying, because it was just a really good reminder that we do really good work. Like, even when we feel like we're not, and we feel like we are failing in one or many different parts of our lives, like, nobody else sees that, like, we're adding value even if we think that we're not. So I don't know, that was just a really freeing moment for me. Like, yeah, I'm sucking at a lot of things, but I'm doing something right if somebody else can look at me and think that they can do this if I can, and like, I think that that's true for every single one of us, and anybody that's doing these things. Like, this can be hard work. Being a parent is freaking hard. Being your own boss is freaking hard. Being a wife, husband, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, is freaking hard. Things are hard, but just showing up is enough. So anyway, you add a lot of value, even if you think that you're not. So just wanted to say that. And you're not one-dimensional. Don't say that ever.
well, I appreciate that.
I think that always loops back to everybody needs to understand that their worth is inherently like perfect. Like, you are already worthy, no matter who you are, what you're going through. Like, people need to know that from the very base level of them. And if you can share that, like, you're enough, no matter if you show up perfectly. You just show up, you're going to be a hot mess, you're going to have a baby in your arms. People take that as a signal to be able to be themselves and to know that they're also worthy. So I think you're on the right track, Ariel.
You guys, this was unexpected. All right, how else can you guys add value? I really appreciate you guys, and I know that this is a safe space. So if anybody else feels like I do, you got people backing me up. Anyway, I'm glad I don't wear makeup at this point, On a lighter note, if you are wondering how you can add value specifically on social media, in your VIP groups, if you need like a themed, activity per day, there was a good discussion in the director share group, and somebody shared this. Nope, that's not it. I switched apps on accident. It says, nope, I'll just share it later. It's a VIP themed days ideas. And this can also translate to how you run your social media platform too, right? So like on Monday, they have Monday Motivation, Melon Monday. I'm not sure what that means. Money Savings Monday, Mix It Monday, Must Have Monday. So these are things that can go beyond just Scentsy, right? Like, you want it to be a personal connection. So, okay, you're at Target and you see this thing that you must have, and so you share it on a Monday. Like, here's my must have Monday from Target. Oh my gosh, I can't live without this, whatever it is. Tip Tuesday, I do like to bring that one back to Scentsy, because we can add value to the products we offer with our tips, right? Like Black Raspberry Vanilla, add it to your club, because the oil builds up with other waxes. Plop a cube in and you're going to be set for a clean dish the next time you change your wax. Something simple like that on Tip Tuesday, just so that they can get to know our products better. Like, hey, our dishes have a cube number on the bottom, a recommended cube amount. That's something fun that not everybody knows. So that's why I like to do for Tuesday, but there's also Travel Tuesday, Team Up, Taco About Products Tuesday. I love a good taco theme, you know? Transformation Tuesday, Top Sellers Tuesday. And I also love alliteration. So I love that whoever made this list was really in it. Wax Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, Change Your Wax Wednesday. Ugh, that was boring. Wish List Wednesday. I'm sorry to whoever created this if you watch this. It's just Change Your Wax Wednesday is not like inviting. That's too many words, in my opinion. Wear It Wednesdays, Warmer Wednesday, Welcome, Wash It, whatever. Then Thursday is Thankful, Throwback, Thrifty, Try Something New, Don't Throw It Away. Oh, that could be fun for the fragrance flowers. Oh, can you hold on? Can one of you take over for a quick sec? Just talk about things.
I'll share. I took at our world tour, I don't know about you guys, but they had these little motivational signs all over the Houston event location. And so I started on my personal page sharing it as like a Motivation Monday, not just my customers. And I had a lot of positive interaction on my personal post. And it was just something that said like, you know, don't be afraid of the things that you want. You have to go towards them kind of thing. And one of the girls that has been like watching a lot of my personal posts and business posts, she actually ended up booking a party just because of that Motivational Monday share on my personal page.
That's really cool. I like that. Do you guys want me to keep reading these or just like share the graphic later? Because I mean, it's fun. There's some great ideas, things I hadn't thought of, but I don't like.
I mean, read them and we'll see if it sparks any more conversation.
Cool, dig that. Were we on Thursday?
Yes,
Great.
because Wax Wednesday with nah.
Change it,
Meh.
yeah. Like Wax Wednesday is fine, but Change Your Wax Wednesday, that's just a lot. Anyway, no, we're done with that one. Tag Along Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. Tell me something good. Thirsty Thursday could be kind of fun because we've got so many options. Like we've talked about the scent mixer, right? We talked about that last week. So good. If you didn't watch the replay, you should watch last week's. But like doing a scent mixer and a drink mixer, like a fun mocktail based off of one of the drinks. That could be a really fun, like, I don't know, once monthly thing. And then you could get your VIPs involved too. Like, hey, come up with a fun mocktail for me to make based off of one or two of the current scents. And then they give their input and then you make it and it could be awful, could be great, but it would be fun, right?
So I shared that with at a Super Bowl party. The idea because they wanted to smell the mango collection, but I brought the 5 bars that we got at World Tour and I showed them and they were like blown away by it. Also Alyssa sent me a link for, I mean, this is extra work, but it was kind of cool. Crayon. So you can make the wax into like a crayon and then have them all ready to go. And I was like, okay, that's like extra work, but that would be fun at a party to have them all ready and they can just color them. And then my mother-in-law surprisingly had a good idea. Story, but she said to create like boxes, like a paper with like boxes, and then you can have like 2 lines of like where they could fill in what the mixer was and then color it in the little box, and then that way you can like share it and it's just a little bit more organized rather than like, oh, I think I mixed this on this box or whatever. And I said, well, they can always just write it, but having like printouts and little squares, and there's little lines for them to put the 2 cents, and then they can color in that box and then pass it around, and then people can just read it and smell it and see if they like it. So I thought, I'm running with this. I need to get it together. I got to get this mail out, and I've got my marketing on the side that I've got to get out this week, and I've been working with like the little leagues to get our jerseys done and all that. But like once that's all done, I am focusing hardcore on this scent mixer thing because I think it's fantastic. Like literally jaws dropped at the Super Bowl party. Like nonsensey people were like, oh my God, that's so cool. So Alyssa's a genius and
she
we're
is
running with it.
Yeah, Alyssa's freaking wonderful. And I'm doing one at the end of the month. It's going to be a last chance first glance scent mixer. And so I've already started advertising to my VIPs that like save the date, last Sunday of the month, we're going to do fun things. And I'm trying something different with this open house. I'm doing like a 1 to 3, but then 1:45 to 2:15, we're gonna have like a game time. So they can come and go however they want at the open house, but during this specific time, we're gonna be doing games. And I don't know what that looks like yet because I really want to focus on that scent mixer option. So I might do like whoever can come up with the best scent and name will get a prize, and then maybe a round of bingo. Something simple and easy that whoever's here can play, but they have a designated time where if you want to play and win prizes, you got to be here. Otherwise, come between 1 and 3. So I'm trying that at my party this month. So I can't wait to see how that goes. For Friday, there's Fragrance Friday, Freebie Friday, Fill the Bag Friday. I don't know what that means. Oh, maybe like a mystery bag kind of thing. Huh. Fun Fact Friday, Favorites Furry Friend, Festive, Strangers to Friends, and Family Friday. Strangers to Friends. Like they find somebody they know and they don't know in the group and become friends because they connect somehow, maybe? Is what I would think from Strangers to Friends. Then Saturday we've got samples, 6-pack, salvage. Oh, that's kind of a fun one if you go thrifting. How you can salvage something. Okay, so where I got interrupted, somebody came to pick something up. So I apologize for that interruption earlier, but it was don't throw it away, where we could do like the fragrance flowers where we use them as little propagation jars, or old warmers. If you take out the electrical components, they can be pot holders, they can be like a like writing utensil container. What's it called? Like a pen jar? There's probably a name, right?
Pen holder.
Pen holder? That makes more sense. Yep. But anyway, other ways you can thrift or like not throw away stuff and repurpose it. Like the cotton cleanups, people use them for fire starters. And as a side note, when we were in Mexico for leadership, I don't think Dan knew that was ever a thing. Somebody mentioned that and he was like, what? His mind was blown. So anyway, these ideas are awesome. And while we think they might be well known, that is a very big indicator. Not all cool ideas are well known. So don't feel weird sharing it more than once, right? You can even have a rotation of your posts.
What Kelly, Smith Parker, and whichever, Maggie's team, she does a like wax exchange, and so I was messaging her about that. So they come to her house. She has like crumble cookies and a bottle of wine, and then you bring your used like your wax that you warmed and didn't like, and then you come and exchange for the same amount of cubes. Like you have 2 cubes of guava honey and someone loves that, but you love business casual, like you will trade those out. She said it's so fun. You get to see tons of like old wax that people had from years ago and just couldn't. I mean, who throws away wax? Like, probably should, but I don't. And so it's like if if there's things that you don't like, it just stocks up. And I mean, I know I'll like throw cubes in with customer orders and stuff, but what a fun way to get people together, get rid of wax and get wax that you love or maybe want to try for free. I thought that was the coolest thing. She does it every couple of months, and she says she gets 5, 7, 8 girls, and then they just hang out and chit chat, and you just smell wax and trade it out. I thought that was amazing.
That's such a good idea.
So that could go in with the whole like don't throw it away, don't get rid of it kind of a thing.
Yeah, don't throw it away Thursday. That's awful. I bet we could come up with something a little catchier.
Trashy Thursday. You could do so many things.
More Saturday stuff. Spotlight, snapshot, system, setup. That could also be good for like the systems we offer, right? The different styles, because we've got so many different product systems. And also setting up. Some people might be like first time Scentsy users. Maybe they get a box and they're like, what do I do with all of this? Right? They might not know how to set it up. So that could be a fun thing. Like, hey, did you just get an air purifier? Let me give you some tips. You got to remove the filter, take the plastic off. Here's how you change a filter, when the light's red. That could be a fun thing to do for setup Saturday. And then
I have a quick question.
What?
Okay, so I am pretty old to Scentsy, at least as a customer too. And over the weekend, I took out a new mini warmer. And you know that there's that little screw on the bottom of a mini warmer? What the heck is it for?
Oh, so it's to keep it in place so that you can't just take off the top. So you turn it, it has the little plug, you turn it. And so when the little holes underneath line up, you screw it in there and it stabilizes it and keeps it how you want it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm like, but I never have a screwdriver that small. So
Right. That's also problematic.
I was like, and my daughter's like, Mom, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, nothing. Just checking out the bottom. But now that makes sense. Okay.
Oh, that's fun. The more you know. The more you know Thursday.
Yeah.
Go.
Or Tuesday.
Speaking of the mini warmers, that little like rubber gasket, a lot of people don't know that that's to keep it facing forward. I've
Or
had so
whatever
many
side.
people like, hey, the words are on the back or the design is on the back. And I'm like, did you put the little rubber gasket on? Because that'll keep it facing forward and locked in. And they're like, oh, I didn't know what that was for. I didn't either until I saw it somewhere. So that's something like I could need to remember to include with mini warmer customers.
Hold on. We should be writing this stuff down. Okay. Mini warmer, gasket and screws, air purifier, filter, plastic. What else is something on a product that you're like, man, that would have been so helpful to know? Nothing? You know everything?
On the deluxe diffusers, when it like shuts off, you have to put both, you have to slide both things all the way to the left and then reset it. Like there's a lot of people that are like, my diffuser stopped working after the first time. And I'm like, no,
No,
it didn't.
That's a really good one.
So don't overfill your diffuser. It will not run.
No, it won't.
I've had so many people, my mother-in-law's like, this thing is broken. It won't turn on. And I'm like, what the heck? We went over every single step. She has the premium and every single step. And I'm like, did you? No, I went to the max line and I'm like, is it over the max line? Because that's overfilling. And she's like, oh, I'm like, take a little bit of water out. Oh, it works perfect. Thanks. So you cannot go above that line like at all, or it will not work.
The hard line. Okay, that's good to know. I've never overfilled it. I try to stick within the lines and the rules. And so it makes me uncomfortable to try and not do something within, so I haven't done that. Thank you for validating me.
Even just like slightly over, if it is like a hint over, my premium, my daughter knows where to, like, if you do the upside down plug your finger thing and fill it to that spot, she knows how to do that. And so she'll turn the sink off right at the right moment. But one day she like a hair too much. And the next morning we went to go fill it and it was still full from the night before. Like we didn't even realize it didn't.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Crazy. Can I just say that the Mandalorian discounts are insane?
Yes. Yes.
I've already got 6 orders for Monday.
Dang, girl, what are you doing?
My VIP.
Yeah,
And I said, this is the way to a fantastic sale. And then listed it all. And I've already got people like coming in like, I need 4 of these. I need 2 of these. I need 1 of these. I need this. I need that.
I like that you're playing off of the child stuff, the Mandalorian. This is the way.
Once in a while, I can pull something.
Do you guys watch it?
Chris does. I have not, and I don't know why, because I love all of that.
It is so
but
good.
he's tried, and I'm always doing something, so I never like sit down and watch it. He gets so mad at me, so I told him like, catch up and then we can watch it together. But literally, I think I've seen one episode.
It is so good. I love it so much. Okay, real quick before I hit send, so everybody sees this list. Is there any other like product wish you news that I can add to the list? I mean, we can always keep adding later too. Okay, I'm gonna send it. I sent it. Okay, let's keep going. For Sunday, people have Sneak Peek Sundays, Scentsy Club Sundays, Selfie Sunday, Spray It Sunday, Spray It, Shine On Sunday, Scent of the Month Sunday, Sunday Fun Day, Self Care Sunday. So, I mean, and there's nothing that says you have to be married to one thing per day of the week, right? You can switch it up. If you're like, man, one week I really want to share recipes on Monday, like what you making Monday? You know, you could share recipes one Monday a month and say like, hey, what do you have a meal plan for the month? What do you do? Share a recipe. And then the next one could be Mix It Monday. Hey, which scents do you mix? So like, you don't have to be married to any of these one ideas, but this is just a really awesome guide to be able to help you be intentional with your social media posts, whether it's in your VIP group or on your other platforms. Just, it's a way for you to be intentional. And if you like a fun theme, is to really lean into that. And I love fun themes. What else is valuable to you guys with your customers?
I've hit like a wall with customers.
What?
I've hit like a wall with customers.
Like with your warm market?
With my whole market. I don't know what I missed earlier, but I was like, do I just clean out my whole VIP page? And like even customers that I followed up with, I'm on red like 100%, and I'm failing.
This is a really good opportunity to talk about it's not you, it's them. Because everybody is going through something. You know, you saw me crying earlier and I'm going through something, and that's fine. But maybe everybody else in your VIP group, literally everybody is probably going through something, and maybe they just forgot to respond. Maybe their kid opened their messages and they didn't realize they had a message from you. Maybe they just cannot respond right now. They don't have the capacity. So it's not you, but continue to follow up in other ways as well. If you have those personal connections, don't think that the unread messages are like a sign that you're failing. Because I can't tell you how many unread messages I have right now, and it's a lot.
And don't take them personal.
Yeah, and then the people,
Don't take it personally, because I left Ariel on red like 5 times. And I wouldn't be here if she didn't continue to follow up with me.
that's not a lie. I know it's hard too, because the people part of this business is like the hardest and the coolest, right? Connecting with people, but people are wild. And you never know what's going on in somebody's life or in their head.
Well, there's so many times, like even text messages, like I'll click on it, or a lot of times, like on my watch, it'll pop through and I'll be like, okay, cool, I need to respond to that. Not realizing that it takes it out of my phone as being seen and read. So then I'm like, go back to text someone and I'm like, oh, wow, 2 weeks ago you messaged me and I never responded. What a dick. But you know, like, and it's life. It happened. It really does. It happens. Like so many, it's a joke between some of my friends. I'm like, hey, getting back to you 2 weeks later. And then they'll do the same thing to me, especially I noticed it. I was like, why am I not seeing this? Because I'll see it on my phone and it like unhighlights it. And so you go about your day and you don't even realize like, oh, I didn't even respond to that. I've done it countless times, like countless times. And I'm like, oh man, I hope they don't think I'm ignoring them, because I truly wasn't. I just moved on to thing. And then when I go look at my phone, I don't have any notifications that I missed something. So don't take it personal, and don't stop reaching out to them just because of that. You know, give it a little bit of time, and then maybe not about Scentsy, maybe about like, hey, I saw your daughter got honor roll, congratulations, you know, blah, 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 and give them a chance to like come back to you and then move forward.
I have a question, Cynthia. What
Yes.
other stuff do you post about?
I post a lot like having to do with my kiddos.
But what about you? Like what other, yeah, like what are you into? What if somebody page, like what's 5 things that they could actually pull that is not Scentsy related that they could connect with you on?
So I tend to share like crock pot, like on the goes, like easy, some of my budgeting. Green, anything that's green. So I did the post of like what would of me outside of, or what makes you think of me, what would remind you? And a lot of them that I got were like the budgeting, the couponing, the green, anything green, and my kids.
Okay.
A lot of them didn't know, like it never really came back to Scentsy, which I was kind of like excited, but then like not sharing enough Scentsy.
I wouldn't
Because
say that. I think most of the time you are the Scentsy lady. Like that's a good vibe to have, is you're the Scentsy lady. So they can see you beyond that. And that's kind of why I was asking that question, because the more opportunities that you share about your hobbies, things you're doing, mindsets, whatever, they're able to connect with you. And they'll end up contacting you for whatever reason. Like say you post a crock pot recipe, they're like, oh my God, I tried this the other night. It was so good. Oh, that's right. I also need XYZ. So then it becomes almost like an organic way of following up as well, with connecting on them on a different level.
Okay.
Because right now you have a good warm market. It sounds like you have solid, like you definitely have to expand that by sharing more about yourself. And again, pulling them into your funnel of like, hey, here's the party. Okay, now add me or get in my VIP, and then building in that trust and talking about who you are as a person, not just a Scentsy lady. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is that
And
fair?
I'm gonna
And
be following
you guys
you.
have all gone to World Tour already, right? Almost all of you. I'm nervous about going. Like I'm now kind of wanting to back out.
No,
Because my team just backed out on me, and I'm just like,
Do not.
and my husband's like, you're going solo.
which
I'm like-
location are you going to?
Orlando.
Go.
Okay, we have a
Oh.
teammate who's going to Orlando. She's going with her husband. I don't think anybody else from our team is going. So, I mean, we can connect you guys if that would be.
I'm going in by myself. Like, I'm just
It's. And there's also a lot of good people going to Orlando. So, I would hate for you to not go because your team bailed and they're not going to get the awesome content and quality and connection that you're going to. I would hate for you to not go and miss out on this amazing event. But I know, I understand those feelings, right? I understand your feelings of like, oh my gosh, I'm going alone. I don't know anybody. It's scary. It's intimidating, right? Do you want me to connect you with Denise? She's
Sure.
she's one of our teammates who's going with her husband. and
Okay.
She's wonderful.
my
Also-
husband bailed
also-
on me, and I was like, no.
Well, that's just
This is like the
He's
best
staying with the
opportunity.
kids.
Though.
He's helping me. He's staying with the kids because we did everything kind of fell through. So I'm like,
not rude
oh.
then.
Oh, Brandy, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry. Do you have an outside friend that can come with you?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I've
grab
even
it.
I tried to figure out some of my customers that have kind of just been like, I was like, hey, you're a club subscriber. Why don't you just come with me? But it's been
Okay, what
Are
about
you-
not even Scentsy people, not even Scentsy at all, outside friends, coach's wife for your kids, someone like that, and just say, hey, get some free Scentsy. Do you want to just come and hang out with me for the day? I'm rolling solo and I'm nervous. Like as a favor to you to not, don't put any business into it. Don't put any kind of strings or anything. Just, hey, someone backed out on me. I'm rolling solo. Will you do me a big favor and come hang out with me so I'm not alone?
Yeah, I could see who's willing to.
If you already have 3 lanyards, then you can take 3 friends for free. Like, you know what I mean? And they get at least 5 wax bars. So sorry, sneak peek.
Oops.
They get free stuff and they might win the raffle. Like, it'd be fun. It's fun. Go.
And then also sometimes being by yourself is so
I think
much
I
more
need it, but I'm just so
beneficial.
terrified. Like,
Oh, I get it. I am like
ugh.
when Ariel and Fallon went up on stage, I was like, there's no freaking way. There's no freaking way. But you know what? Like it's gonna make me grow if I ever have to. I never went live. Never went live. It scared me, terrified me. I showed product. I never showed my face. And you have to get up to that. But not going with someone almost opens you up to meet so many more people, right? Because when you go with a big group, you have your group, you're talk to anybody else. Not that you're ignoring them, but you have your safety, you have your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So by yourself, you're either going to sit by yourself and someone will come up to you, or you're going to force yourself to go talk to another group. And I'm telling you, at in Scentsy events, it's not weird to talk to some random person. It's accepted and actually encouraged. And we had saved a bunch of rows when we were at ours because we had a ton of people coming. And this one lady walked by and she was all by herself. And she was like, "Oh, are these seats taken?" And I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, I'm trying to find a spot." And I was like, "Is it just you? Come sit with us." Her name was Barbara. She's from Tucson. Changed information. Like, she sat with us the whole day. She went to have lunch by herself, came back, and like totally became a part of our group. She was all alone, elderly lady, and just sat right in the middle of all of us and had the best day and was like, "Thank you so much for including me. I was so nervous to come by myself, and I'm glad I did because now I just met 20 of you." Take that
Okay.
leap. Like, don't be afraid of it. Be nervous. I get it. I totally get it. I am one of the most like, oh, I would never go to a restaurant by myself. I thought going to the movies by myself made me look like I had no friends. Like, I am that person. And you have to do it because it's so worth it. And you might meet your next friend in the whole wide world there.
Okay.
I have two things to say. Real quick. So just remember, like, back of your head, like, people aren't called brave for doing stuff that's easy. They do things that are hard, that scare them, and then they're deemed brave because they've chosen to do that. Secondly, remember the environment that you're going into. You have the fellow Scentsy weirdos with you. Was I glitching?
No,
No,
your
you're fine.
face was, but your
Oh
voice
no, my inner. Okay, well, just remember you're going in for like it's. I've never felt more at home than when I'm around other people. I'll walk up to any group. I don't care. I'm like, we're friends now. Like, they don't have a choice when I show up.
Kelly
So just
Rashawn.
know that you can find a group and literally like, what?
You were like, "Come on, let's go talk
No,
to Kelly." And
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
turn my video off. Maybe that'll help.
you were like, "Let's go talk to Kelly." And I'm like, "Nope, not doing it." And you're like, "Come on, let's go." And I'm like, "No, she's talking to people. She's with friends." And
And
you're
guess
like,
what? She
"Get
doesn't
up."
care. She's like, yeah, talk to
Yes. Yes, get up and go. And I just stood there like, "Oh my God, Fallon's making me do this." But I met her. We talk on we message. Just do it. Fallon will. She will literally just walk up to anybody and introduce herself. So
Hey, I have some good news for you, Cynthia. Vaughn's going to Orlando.
Heck yeah.
So you guys can be buddies there.
Oh, cool.
Perfect.
Okay. That's a familiar face.
Yay. Okay, that's awesome. I'll still connect you guys with Denise. I think
Okay,
this is her first event too, and she does have her husband. So but I bet she would love to have new friends too.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited that you're going and you're not gonna bail. I can't
Totally
wait
worth
for
it.
the report next week.
My hotel's there. Everything's in place. So
Oh my gosh, you also have a hotel. That's my favorite. Like, after an event, to be able to go and like decompress and just like chill and like really retain what I've learned. That is,
yeah, because it's 4 hours away. So we have to make a little
Road
trip out of it. So
oh heck
yeah.
yeah, worth it. Use that time and like sit down and be like, what am I gonna, add to my business that I learned this weekend? And then you can really write out a business plan without anybody in your face.
Cool.
It's glorious.
Well, that's exciting. Oh, I missed a message from Kaylee earlier. She said, "I have customers that'll ignore me for months and then respond to a message ordering something like they didn't just ghost me for 5 months."
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
And then there's some who will comment on posts, but as soon as I send them a message, like they comment immediately. And I'm like, awesome. Okay, this is the time. We're gonna connect. You're online. I see that.
No.
A lie, I tell myself, Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's still 2 whole weekends of World Tour left. Isn't that wild? Ours was the very first weekend, so I feel like it was forever ago. And I'm like,
That's
wow, it's still going. This is great.
Forget how many locations we have.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. There were so many dang locations. And I think Jason was in Europe for probably a solid month, traveling to all of the different locations there. So that was pretty awesome. So what else do you guys want to chat about? We still got like 9 minutes left. I think this has been a really good call today. I really appreciate everybody's vulnerability and openness, right? You guys are awesome.
I have a question
Yeah.
or a brainstorm topic. For the current part 1 of the incentive, what are you guys all doing to find new teammates and certify them? I have 3 so far qualified, well, not certified, but eligible teammates. And then,
Congratulations. That's amazing.
yeah, I had them from January and they're all like 200 to 300 PRV so far. So I'm confident that at least 2 of them will make it. And I'm still gonna keep pushing, but just curious, like, going to focus on that.
I think that's a great question. I think recruiting people would be the first step. Talking to more people. My focus, once we hit, we were so at World Tour. Plug your ears since you're going this week and I don't want to do anything. There was a booking blitz, and side note, we're doing another booking blitz on Monday night. If anybody wants to join us, 6 p.m. Mountain. Probably just going to be the same link. So if you guys want to join on anyway, so I booked a home party, and my goal is to have at least 1 home party a month, right? Because getting in front of people's faces is where I have the most fun and the most connection, and to be able to have these conversations and then open it up to meeting more people. So my goal is to actually get in front of more people to be able to offer the opportunity to more people, right? Because I think my market is steady. What's the word? Solid for customer base and potentially hosts. It doesn't mean I'm not going to keep asking people who have told me no in the past, right? Because most times I ask, they say, oh, it's not for me right now. They always leave it open to, it's not for me right now. And so I need to follow back up with them, but I also don't want to just put all of my hopes and dreams on the people I already know. My new teammates are out there just waiting for the ask. And so I just need to meet them. So that's how I'm doing it, is trying to meet new people.
Can I just say off topic, these hours like force me to do work. Like I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be sitting here. So instead of sitting forever, I'm actually doing work, and I have gone through like a fat stack of like stuff to do. So thank you for keep doing these and making us show up. Not making us, but offering us to show up, because the stack has been sitting here for weeks.
It feels
I'm
like
like,
I'm threatening you. Like you're
no,
gonna show up or I'm gonna cut you off.
no. No, I'm just saying, like, this has been sitting here for weeks, and I've just been like, oh, I need to do it, I need to do it, I need to do it. And I didn't come. I did come last week, but I didn't do it. Anyway.
Intentional.
I'm being intentional with not have to. I am here anyways. Why not just do it and make my life easier? So thank you all for coming and keeping me on task.
Yeah, well, and something easy like that, just putting addresses on it, like you can still participate in the conversation and brainstorm with us.
And one day on the computer, just not today.
Oh,
Pen and paper.
talking about that, on computer, pen and paper, you guys have already gone to World Tour. So I've been seeing some of these things about a dupe of like Amy.
Oh, I heard somebody somebody shared an app. It's called like Dough, like pizza dough. Dough 2.0 feels maybe right. I haven't looked into it because I know that Scentsy is coming out with something in the next couple months, and I am willing to wait it out instead of starting a new system. However, I know a lot of people need a system and need something to help keep them accountable and tracking. So I know there's leaders who have done training. I think Ashley did a training for her group on it. So if I don't know if there's it's probably on YouTube. Ashley Templin, Dough 2.0. She might have it unlisted though, so we can look to find it. But I know she did a training for her team on it that would help give you more insight than my lack of knowledge.
I can't wait for Scentsy to roll theirs out. Literally, Amy was been picking up pieces since September. It was my 100% go-to. It worked so well for me. It gave me my reminders. It was easy. Boom, boom, boom. Checked it off the list. I have to have lists. I mean, literally my whole table is full of lists today. So it was so nice just to have it right there. Hey, I need to reach out to this person. And then it was a nice, like, hey, this person hasn't ordered in 6 months. Like, reach out to them. It was just such an easy, like, oh yeah, I need to do that. So
Can I be
hope
honest?
every bit is good. Yeah.
There is a report in our workstation that I have underutilized because quite frankly, I forget it's there. But if you go to your reporting tab, sales reports, and under reorder, you can change the date range and it tells you the last time somebody ordered. So you can do 0 to 3 months, 0 to 6 months, however you want to do it. And it gives you a report of all of your customers and when they last ordered. And so it doesn't give you the reminders like Amy, but that tool is already there. And somebody reminded me of it, I don't know, like last week. And I was like, oh, I forgot about that. That could probably make things a lot less daunting, right?
Yeah.
A lot
100%.
easier to grasp.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah. And then don't forget also under the sales reports tabs, there is the, what is it? The product history where you can look up the discontinued, the discontinuing products and make sure that the people who bought bars that are discontinuing, know they can either, stock up now, and potentially never again, or add them to their Scentsy Club subscription. So that's also a really great report to utilize.
I like that.
Yeah, but the reorder report, totally forgot it was a thing. And I was like, man, well, I need to start using it first, but then how much better could my customer service be by utilizing that? Because I don't have anything else right now. I go based off of the emails I send, the text messages I send, and following in with my VIP group. So reaching out one-to-one, I don't do a very good job right now. And so using that report would make things much easier. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody today.
Orders.
Cool. Well, we've got like uno minuto left. Anything else you guys want to chat about today? Seriously, you guys are valuable and your time is so appreciated. And Brandy, I'm glad you were able to be productive during our call today.
Indeed, indeed.
Well, Cynthia, I hope you have an awesome time at World Tour. I will, I'll connect you and Denise
Okay.
in a Facebook message. Because she's coming up, I think, from Everglades.
Oh, so she's close to me.
Where are you at?
I'm in Naples.
Oh, yeah,
So
I think.
yeah, she's like 30 away.
Yeah. So I'll make sure to connect you guys in Messenger, so that you guys can connect on World Tour Day.
Okay, awesome.
Is Brenda going?
I don't think she signed up this time.
Okay. Because I say she's right down in there too.
Yeah, she is. They're still dealing with a lot of the hurricane aftermath in their little town. So I just don't think it was in the cards this year for her.
Gotcha. Okay. Denise.
Anyway, cool. Well, you guys are wonderful. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Have an awesome weekend. And we'll talk
Thank
to
you. You
guys.
too.
All right, bye, friends.